Hi everyone, me again with my book. You can tell I'm doing this one after another for a little bit because I'm wearing my same outfit, my same hood in exactly the same position. This is the last one I'm going to do tonight because I'm getting sleepy. You know, it's the grand old time of 9:06. It's way past my bedtime. So, Roald Dahl is the author. That's the person who writes the book, so writes the words, has the ideas. The Witches is the title. It's what the book is called, and it's illustrated by Quentin Blake. That means Quentin Blake drew the pictures. So, So remember, we've learnt that there are witches everywhere. In our book, there are witches everywhere. We've learnt that the boy, we don't know his name, the boy lived in England, but his parents were from Norway, and that's where his grandmother lived. And as they were going to visit his grandmother for Christmas, they got in a car accident, and sadly the parents died, and he went to live with his grandma. And now the grandmother has told two stories about witches. One where they disappeared. The second story about witches was where the girl got lost in the painting. And that one, I love that story. Remember, she got older, she moved all the time, but not when you could see her. Just when no one was looking, she'd suddenly move and go feed the ducks, or cuddle a duck, or go look through a window. And then she also got older, didn't she? She got older, so 10 years, 30 years, 54 years, and then she disappeared. Okay, so that's where we're at. So then, the boy says, "What happened to the third one?" "The third one was little Bridget Svensson," my grandmother said. "She lived just across the road from us. One day she started growing feathers all over her body. Within a month, she had turned into a large white chicken. Her parents kept her for years in their pen in the garden. She even laid eggs." That's the strange story, isn't it? Imagine, the girl turned into a chicken, and then her parents kept her in the garden and ate her eggs. What a strange thing to happen. Look, there we have a little, what was it, Bridget Svensson or something, with her egg, with her chicken. "What colour eggs?" I said. That wouldn't be my first question. You just told me that a girl turned into a chicken and lays eggs. My first question wouldn't be what coloured eggs. I'd probably be like, "Wow, what do you mean? How did that happen?" But, well, boy wants to know, what colour eggs? "Brown ones," my grandmother said. "Biggest eggs I've seen in my life. Her mother made omelettes out of them. Delicious they were." I gazed up at my grandmother, who sat there like some ancient queen in her throne. Another simile, comparing her to an ancient queen. Her eyes were misty grey, and they seemed to be looking at something many miles away. The cigar was the only thing about her at that real thing about her at that moment, and the smoke it made billowed around her head in blue clouds. "But the little girl became a chicken, didn't disappear," I said. "No, not Bridget. She lives on for many years laying her brown eggs." "You said all of them disappeared." "I made a mistake," my grandmother said. "I am getting old. I can't remember everything." "What happened to the fourth child?" I asked. "The fourth child was a boy named Harold," my grandmother said. "One morning his skin went all greyish yellow. Then it became hard and crackly, like a shell of a nut. By evening, the boy had turned to stone." How long do I have to wait here before you get I'm being a stone? I think I'm done. "Stone?" I said. "You mean real stone?" "Granite," she said. "I'll take you to see him if you like. They still keep him in the house. He stands in the hall and as a little stone statue." There you go, there's the stone. Look, it looks like they use him as an umbrella stand. How would you feel if you got turned to stone and your parents kept you as an umbrella stand? Yeah, I could think of worse things to do. At least I wouldn't get wet if I was an umbrella stand. And at least I'd be in the house and be warm. Don't keep me outside. If ever a witch gets to me and does anything to me, please don't keep me outside like Bridget the chicken. Please keep me inside like Harold the Stone. Not that you'd get to do it, but just tell my parents that's what I'd want, okay? Visitors leaned their umbrellas against him. Although I was very young... Oh, no, wait, no, this is boy talking. Although I was very young, I was not prepared to believe everything my grandmother told me. And yet she spoke with such conviction, that means she really, really believed in what she was saying, with such utter seriousness, such complete seriousness, and with never a smile on her face or a twinkle in her eye. Why would that matter? Why do you think it would matter if she never had a smile on her face and a twinkle in her eye? Because usually when you're smiling and your eyes are a little bit twinkly, it means that you are telling a joke. So because she's not got a twinkle in her eye and because she's not smiling, we assume that she's not joking, she's very serious. I found myself beginning to wonder. Go on, Grandma, I said. You told me there were 5 altogether. What happened to the last one? I don't... Oh, no, it's because I missed a little bit out there. Would you like a puff of my cigar? It's fine. Because we know we don't smoke, don't we? Yeah, this is an older story, and we know that this isn't right. Would you like a puff of my cigar? She said. I'm only 7, Grandmama. I don't care what age you are, she said. You'll never catch a cold if you smoke cigars. That's wrong. That's very wrong. Just so you know, that's wrong. What about number 5, Grandmama? Number 5, she said, chewing the end of her cigar as though it were a delicious asparagus, was a rather interesting case. A 9-year-old boy called Leif was summer holidaying with his family on the Ford. Oh, Ford in Norway. Oh yes, that is where I would like to go. I would love to go to the Fords in Norway and see the Northern Lights. They're beautiful. If you have a chance to look up what the Fords look like, I really want to go. They look lovely. In fact, my family was supposed to go on a cruise there in August, but I think that might get cancelled. And the whole family was picnicking and swimming off some rocks on one of those little islands. Young Leif dived into the water, and his father, who was watching him, noticed that he stayed under for an unusually long time. What do you think happened? If you want, pause me and make a prediction. Prediction means guess, remember. When he came to the surface at last, he wasn't Leif anymore. What was he, Grandmama? He was a porpoise. But he turned into a porpoise. He wasn't. He couldn't have been. He was a lovely young porpoise, she said, and as friendly as could be. Grandmama, I said. Yes, my darling. Did he really, truly turn into a porpoise? Absolutely, she said. I knew his mother well, and she told me all about it. She told me how Leif the porpoise stayed with them all afternoon, giving his brothers and sisters rides on his back. They had a wonderful time. Then he waved a flipper at them and swam away, never to be seen again. But Grandmama, I said, how did they know that the porpoise was actually Leif? He talks to them, my grandmother said. He laughed and joked with them all the time he was giving them rides. But wasn't he the most tremendous fuss? Wasn't there the most tremendous fuss, huge fuss, when this happened? I asked. Not much, the grandmother said. You must remember that here in Norway we are used to that sort of thing. There are witches everywhere. There's probably one living on our street at this very moment. It's time you went to bed. A witch wouldn't come in through my window in the night, would she? I asked. waking a little. Quaking is shaking like an earthquake. No, my grandmother said. A witch will never do silly things like climbing up drain pipes or breaking into people's houses. You'll be quite safe in your bed. Come along, I'll tuck you in. And that is the end of that chapter. Oh, the next one sounds really good. How to recognise a witch. Oh, I love that. Right. Oh, I don't want to stop. I kind of want to keep reading. I can. You can't. No, I'm not. I'm not going to keep reading. I will read you some more tomorrow. Okay. Right, I'm going to turn the page down. I know people don't like it when you do that, but I always think a book that's not a little bit dog-eared isn't right. It should look well loved. So yeah, close the book and have a lovely night's sleep or evening or whatever, day, whatever time you're watching me. Bye guys!